Let's move on to Module 9, where we're talking about some specific strategies, real life strategies to bulk up or lean out. We all know that athletes are looking to do either or both of those. So let's look at some strategies to put that into practice. So when we talk about gaining weight, honestly, most people, it's easy to gain weight. And usually, you have the people who walk by a restaurant and seem to gain weight, and the others who may struggle. And I've worked with both ends of the spectrum. The challenge is gaining the right type of weight. Certainly anybody could eat pounds and pounds and pounds of food a day and gain lots of fat. Usually not what people are looking for. So it takes a combination of the right nutrients and also the proper training. And it is more than just eat more. Now, there are certainly, and I've worked with some folks in the NBA and worked in the collegiate level in basketball, tall, very, very lean individuals who it's a struggle to gain weight, but for most people, it's not so much of a challenge. Again, though, it's the right quality that's the key when they're looking at what kind of weight they're gaining. Now, some tips to gaining more muscle, and this is usually how I start with people. It's not rocket science, but general recommendation is to simply increase calories by about 500 a day. It's not a lot, so 500 a day could be a handful of nuts and a glass of milk, or something like that, for example. It's really easy. Now, after a week, 2 weeks, monitor the weight. We just talked about body composition in a previous module, but again, this is where the scale comes into play. You want to monitor scale weight to make sure it's going in the right direction, and also body composition to make sure that that's not also going too much fat gain versus lean mass gain. But then we look at the 500 calories a day. If the scale is going in the right direction, then that's great. Let's keep it there. If we need to add more calories, then we can do that after consistently eating above and beyond the calories like this, 500 calories a day or so per day more. So quality means lean protein, means high fiber carbohydrates, and also healthy fats. We've talked about each of those in the previous modules. So if you need to go back and look at some of the quality food choices, you can certainly do that. Again, looking at increasing calories gradually, that's important. Increasing calories with nutrient-dense foods, that's important. Eating the proper proportion of macronutrients, so fat, carbohydrate, and protein, and then also setting realistic goals. Just like weight loss shouldn't happen overnight, weight gain doesn't happen overnight either if you want it to be quality gain or quality loss. So some ideas to add calories. Adding low-fat milk or even full-fat milk is to a meal. 3 meals a day, you're adding 100, 150 calories per meal right there if you do a cup of milk per meal. Snack regularly. Again, nuts work great, cheese works great. Certainly some fruit is a good complement to that. Greek yogurt is another great addition. In your manual, you'll see a nice list of quality snacks that you could add or suggest for athletes you're working with. Peanut butter, nut butters in general. If you have an athlete with a nut allergy, sunflower butter works really, really well, or almond or whatever nut butter they like is a great way to add calories. Take a tablespoon of that, 150, 200 calories right there. Do that a couple of times a day and you're at your 500 calories very easily. So it doesn't take a lot of food necessarily to add quality calories. Hummus, avocado, foods like that can add quality fats and protein depending on the choice with those to your meals. Shakes and smoothies with fruit and protein, nuts in there as well. So again, think about some high quality options when we're talking about putting on calories, but adding nutrient density as well. Now, on the flip side, let's talk about leaning out. Similar to weight gain, I'd recommend cutting calories by about 500 a day. So now we need to look at where can we take those calories away. And this is where it comes into play where athletes maybe do a 3-day food record. You can maybe get some ideas of what they're taking in. Very often for a lot of people, calories are coming from liquids. The average American drinks about 450 calories a day. Simply cutting that out will help with weight loss. But then look at where else they're picking and choosing and so on. The goal is to maintain as much lean muscle mass as possible. Of course, so not cutting lean protein, but instead focus on those empty calories. The liquid calories, like I had mentioned, the high sugar, the desserts, high sugar carbohydrates, things along those lines, but maintaining that lean protein to make sure that muscle mass is maintained as weight loss, as fat loss is occurring. So some tips for safe and effective fat loss. You want to decrease calories intake realistically. Not necessarily skipping meals, just maybe decreasing the size of those meals. Read food labels. Eat the proper proportion of macronutrients. Again, we talked about that in the earlier module courses. Stay hydrated for sure. Pay attention to portion sizes. We talked about using your palms, figuring out your plate and looking how to break down a plate earlier. Looking at nutrient-dense foods to make sure that you're avoiding nutrient deficiencies as you're cutting calories. Set realistic goals again and focus on fiber. Fiber helps fill you up. Protein helps fill you up. Fat helps fill you up. So looking at balancing meals around those nutrients can help fill up without filling out. Some important points. Quality weight gain or weight loss doesn't happen overnight. That is really, really important to stress. People want things to happen yesterday, right? But when it happens slowly over time is when it becomes quality. And when it becomes quality is when it becomes long-term. Weight loss or fat loss should be at about a rate of around 1 to 2 pounds per week. You could look at body fat percentage, about 0.5 percentage of body fat per week. This would be most accurately measured with BODPOD or DEXA, but again, could be measured with some of the other tools we talked about in the previous module when we looked at body composition. It's easy to lose weight fast. It's easy to gain weight fast, but slowly and steady is more sustainable. So keep that in mind when we're talking to athletes. That's really, really important. Okay, things aren't going to happen yesterday. That's why it's important to work with athletes pre-season, not, the season's starting tomorrow and I need to be 10 pounds heavier according to my coach, or 10 pounds lighter. Work pre-season with them so they have enough time to build up or get leaner by the time the season starts. All of that being said, again, slow and steady wins the race. Look at the modules we talked about earlier with the quality of the nutrients, carbs, protein, and fat for nutrient density. And look at some of those practical strategies I have in place and suggested when we talk about quality weight loss or weight gain for athletes. See you at the next module.